Hello everyone and welcome to Hyphenity. In this video I'm going to show you how you can use some of the cool features of WebMaker to quickly and easily set up a landing page or a basic web presence. And everything I'm going to go through today can be done with the free Lite Edition of our WebMaker Studio, so please follow along and then give it a go and do let us know how you get on. Okay, so let's get started. You can see here I've already opened up the Hyphenity website and I'm logged in with a demo user. So I can get to our studio very easily using the link at the top of the screen here. So the studio's open here and we've got a nice welcome message to help us get started. So one thing I should just point out is I'm using the Lite theme for the studio in this video. If you want to switch, you can always do this through the preferences option on the menu here. So to get started, as usual, we use a new project option, and I'm going to be using the landing page system template to get going with today. So we're going to be creating the landing page today for a musician called Dark. So I will use that as my project name. Project's created and it opens us up and we get to our page design screen. And we can see straight away that this template that we've picked gives us some initial content on our page. We've got some heading information and we've got some sections here for some features that we may want to promote on our landing page. And we can also see this is set up with some default responsive layout information. So for example, if I look on my phone here, those horizontal features get laid out in a more useful vertical arrangement. So what we can do now is we can quickly go in and start changing some of this content to match what we want to be saying. So we can change our page heading to Dark, as I said, the name of the musician that we're creating this for. And we can go in and fill in tagline and put some summary information in here. So we can also look at changing the logo here to something more appropriate. So here I'm uploading a new image that I have. See that there? Select that one and replace it on my page. Now in terms of the 3 feature sections on our page, rather than having more text information here, as this is a musician's page that we're creating, we're going to try and show some music. So Dark already has a SoundCloud page, and what we can do is we can embed some of the music from this page and show it on our new landing page that we're creating. So on our controls palette on the left here, we have an embed control, and I can drag this onto my page, either onto my WYSIWYG view in the middle here or my layout tree on the side. So if we look on the SoundCloud website, and we can pick a track here and select this embed option, and it gives us a code fragment that we can copy. Now if I switch back to WebMaker, as it says here, paste the fragments in here, and then that will now be appearing on our page. So we can at any point we can preview, got the option up here, and we can see that track is now there, playable within our landing page. So we will use that instead of the text here, so we can easily clean it up and delete some of these fields that we don't want. And we can do a similar thing for these other 2 features to give us 2 more tracks. We can drag on our embed controls, clean up things we don't want. we can paste in the content for each of these embeds using the fragment we've got from the SoundCloud website in this case. Now the embed control is a generic control, so whether that's a Twitter tweet you're pulling in, or a Facebook post, or a YouTube video, or whatever it may be, you can just paste in the fragments and then it will render on your page. So we can see there in our preview we've got 3 different tracks in there, looking pretty good. So the final part of the content that we had by default on this page are these social links that we can see down the bottom here. Now in this case we've just got the icon showing. We do have other controls. We can look on our palette if we maybe wanted the names of the sites alongside the icons or whatever. We could look at using one of these other controls. But we'll stick with this same sort of view, and we can go through and we can just update the links for each of these to be the appropriate links for us. Or in this case, for the Censor Dark artist. So we have Twitter, Facebook. Now in this case we don't have an Instagram link, so I'm just going to delete that field. It's not needed. Fill in our Spotify artist ID. And then here we've got the SoundCloud one that we've already been using. And again, in terms of the contact us email, again, I'll remove that one for now. So as we've seen at any point, we can preview it, we can see those links there and now appearing. So we're starting to get some of the content that we want on our page and our structure. Next stage is to start looking at look and feel, and in terms of colors, fonts, that sort of information. So to do that, we can use the theme designer that we get with WebMaker. So we have a number of base themes or system themes that we can use to get started with, and then we can customize it to our exact requirements. In the middle of the theme design here, we get a view showing you an idea of what this is looking like. At any point, we can save our changes and see them in real time on our pages. So to start off with, one of the things we want to do here is pick a different font for all of our text. So if we look at our font section on here, we can see the fonts that we're currently using, and we can easily add a new one. So the font I want to use is from the Google Fonts website, and the one I'm looking for is called Orbitron. So we can find the font here, look at the style. In this case I'm going to use the regular style, and you can see that we get a fragment of code to use that font. If I take that, take it back into WebMaker, and we can see it knows the font there. So in this case, I'm not interested in those other two. Whereas here, what I do want to use is that Orbitron font that I've just inserted, and we can see straight away that we're getting a different look from that. So the next thing that I want to change straight away is this background image. So again, I can go into my images section here, and we can see I've got a background image, and we can easily change it. As I did before, when we're looking at the logo, I'm going to upload a file, put it into my project, and then select that file to be my background image. Starting to get a very different look. Now, in terms of the colors, the way our theme designer works is we start off with what we call our inspiration colors, where we have two two contrasting colors that then will filter down into all of our individual components. So I can make changes at this top level and it will filter down into all of these different elements. And I can always then override these in particular cases if I need to. So in this case, I want to change this blue color here and actually go with a much grayer look and feel, something along those lines. And we can see, so my text is changed, my buttons are changed, etc. So I can now save my theme and then have a look what it's looking like on my actual page. So we can see here back on our page design that these new colors, fonts, etc. are coming through. And if I go back to my preview, we can see that this is now loading in with all our new look and feel applied to it. So at this point, we've got a page that's looking pretty good and we're happy with the content and the look and feel of it. Obviously, if you wanted to add more information to your pages, we've got a whole load of controls here that we can use to add more content, more text, images, etc. But for now, we're happy with this page. So now we're going to move on to looking at how we take it, get it out of WebMaker and get it live on the web. So with the Lite Edition of the WebMaker Studio, we have an option on the Publish menu here that we call Export Pages. So we can click that link and use the download option, and it's going to give us a zip file containing everything we need to get this page online. So if we look inside the zip file, we can see that it has our CSS and our scripts, our theme information, and here we've got our actual page content. So these are all the files that we need to upload to whatever hosting environment we're using to make our new landing page accessible. So depending on your hosting provider, you may use some FTP, they may give you an admin web page to upload the information, etc. But I'm going to put this landing page up on a WebMaker server environment that's hosted on DigitalOcean. So I'm going to be using FTP to upload these files. So if I just switch to my FTP client, already logged on, and I've extracted that zip file into a SensorDart folder. So what I can do is just upload that to the relevant location on my server. See, we've got all those files there. What you might want to do, since we only have one page on here, is we can rename it to index.html, and then that will be more easily accessible, as that will be returned by default by our web server. So now if we just switch back to our browser, we can check out our page, and we can see there it is, online and live. So there we go. We've created a brand new landing page and we've got it live on the web. Obviously, this is only a basic page at the moment, but we can go back into WebMaker, we can add content, we can make changes as much as we like to get our required pages or required content. One thing, for example, I notice here that the title is still on the default value. So this is something we can easily go in. We can change on our properties panel. And put in the value that we want to have. And the great thing about WebMaker is that creating these great looking landing pages is just the start of what we can do with it. So as we briefly mentioned, there's a whole range of controls we can add to our pages to get different layouts, different content. We can create a number of pages. We can have as many pages as we want. We can style them. We've looked briefly at the theme designer. We've got lots more responsive layout options we can use very easily. And then also we can move on and look at building complete transactional applications by upgrading to the Pro version of the Studio. And then we can add in all our server-side processing. We can create all our interactive pages, forms, data entry controls, all of that sort of stuff that we have on here. And we can also look at using data sources if we want to store information in databases, we want to talk to various web services, etc. So there's a whole load of stuff we can do from WebMaker, and we don't have to throw away what we've done in creating our landing page initially. We can take that, this is our base, we can build on it and create complete applications. The Pro version of the Studio also gets us access to more publication options on here, so we can automate the publication process of our pages and our applications. So we can have one click from our Studio to take our project and get it live on our target environment. Now we have some other videos that are available that show how you do some of that stuff, so if it's of interest, please have a look at those. And as I said right at the start, have a look at our website, try out WebMaker. Let us know how you get on. We always love to hear how our customers are using our products and what they're managing to build with them. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.